Hello and welcome to a special edition of STRUMMIN TIME Live Reunion with your hosts Curt Blackwell and Mike Ranstrom. Enjoy the show. Copyright 2020, all rights reserved.
Just a real high note there. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know. And then there's
that when I first met Mike back in 1984, 85, it's interesting because he told me he knew Chet Atkins and a few of these other guys that he had played with and knew personally. I go, come on, because I've met a lot of people over the years, you know.
I remember when we met. Now they have them bars everywhere.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, seriously. Chet Atkins was and I questioned Mike. I said, "You gotta be kidding me." He said, "No, I'll go call him right now." So he gets on the phone and, "Hey, Mike, how you doing there?"
Oh, it's you again.
Yeah, yeah. And so
leave
Mike,
me alone, you psycho.
I remember, you know, he goes, somebody believes doesn't believe it, and put me on the phone, and he goes, "Hi, how you doing?" And I've believed Mike ever since that time out. Because, you know, it's kind of hard sometimes to believe, you know, oh, I know, so, well, anyway.
Actually, Lee Fletcher knew him. I didn't really know him. Lee just gave me his number.
Lee Fletcher.
Then I got to know him. And I'm not sure Chet was happy about that. Because, you know, I bugged that guy so much. How do you do this? How do you do that? And he was so nice he wouldn't hang up on you.
Let's talk about Lee Fletcher. He was one of the first people that appeared on the program also.
Lee Fletcher could do anything on the guitar Chet Atkins could do.
Yeah.
He was a shut-in. He had kind of had autism when he was a kid. And, he went down there to Nashville with his dad, Roy. I guess Chet was babysitting him or something and taught him how to play guitar.
How'd you meet him?
I met Lee Fletcher at Ed's Tavern. He come in and he says, "You play a little like Chet." He says, "You want to learn how to do it right?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And he proceeded to show me.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he come up and we did Sweet Georgia Brown. He says, "You know, I'm going to do a Jerry Reed run there." He goes, "I'm going to do this." And I said, "Okay, I'm not worthy," you know. And then he started teaching me, and he'd show you anything. So would Chet. Yeah, you know, it's like they do all these really cool power runs. And Chet would be like, "Yeah, that's how you do it." You know?
It's amazing.
Oh, he almost got that. Don't touch the wires till you learn how to do it right. You're doing something wrong, boy. Don't play that note. Yeah. Which one? I don't know. Just don't play any of them.
And I remember many times in the early days when we was called the Commander Curt Show. Remember how we first started?
I got one more thing I gotta tell you about Chet. Okay. He said something funny. He said, I don't read music very much. It's got stuff in it I don't understand. And when asked why, he said, "Well, you know, things like notes." It kills me.
Anyway, I remember our first show, how it first got started. The first recorded show was 1982, I think, 83. No, 1984 or 85. So 85, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And in that time, remember we had it set up on an easel board, and we recorded everything and just made everything up. But I remember how it started, how we got the theme called the Commander Curt Show.
And let's set the record straight. Ray Cummings is the best guitar player on earth today. I know everybody thinks Tommy Emmanuel is, but listen to the touch, man. You know, listen to the... I mean, Ray has it, man. He is the man. Okay, I just want to publicly say that.
Okay.
Ray, that'll be $50. Okay.
Hey, that's right. We can take money because...
I'm sorry, I'm putting down Tommy Emmanuel. I think he's a great player. I just think he should yandel for Ray.
Right. Well, like I said,
Ray's got the same touch as Chet. He's the greatest, you know.
Do you remember, getting back to that story before I forget, is that when we first started, the very first episode we did of STRUMMIN TIME, the Commander Curt Show, remember we had this easel board. Yeah,
I remember the Toxic Gourmet.
But I wrote down the THE Commander Curt Show, and it was fine. And so I didn't like it, so let's do it over again. So we started filming again, and right when the Commander Curt Show, boom, the easel board fell down, and Margaret's standing, and I'm staring like that. That's how we got that trademark. Every show, and we have misspell it out every show.
Do you remember? Remember the things we used to do? We used to do
Killer Laundry,
PMSOR.
Yes,
that was hilarious.
Attack of the Killer Laundry, and then there was one of my favorites was the Operation Room. Your mother, the whole family was involved in it.
That was hilarious,
and it was so funny. But
do you want a sex change? No pity, we had a donor.
The funniest one we ever did was when you jumped over the car ramp.
Oh, with that little motorcycle.
Yes.
What was that? A 70 or something.
CT70, and you built it up, and we built it up.
That was funny.
That was a popular show back then, and it still is.
That was hilarious.
So later on, when I go edit some of this stuff and put it together for the Strum Time Live reunion show, you're going to see all kinds of that, and we'll play that for you. So stay tuned for that. We'll let you know in it. Now, meanwhile, back to the Strum Time Live reunion with Commander Curt and Mike Ranstrom. Mike, take it away.
I'm going to do a tune called Heartaches. But it's about a guy's heart aching. I play that tune, and I learned it off a Chet Atkins record years ago. I do it a little different. I do it in G. But I always liked his arrangement. But the reason I wanted to learn this song was actually because Barbara Eaton, the I Dream a Genie lady, did an album years ago, and that was the one good song that was on the album. Not to say, I mean, she could sing good, it's just she was too beautiful, nobody took her serious, but she was really a good singer. Anyway, it was on that album that I learned that song from. So we'll do another one. Let's do a pretty one. I blew that. Cut that one out, will you, man? Podcast. Forgot about that. But you can edit it later, though, right?
I believe so, yes. But right now, we are on live.
We are live, man.
That's right.
Nobody told me we were live, man. I'm gonna need more coffee for live.
Okay, I'll go get you some coffee.
Well, here we are in the live broadcast of from the studios here in Solid Video Production. I'm looking around at all this really nice stuff and thinking what I can shove in my bag when Curtis isn't looking. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. No, you don't have to search it. Okay, well, I brought that with me. You have one just like it. Here we go, man.
Oh, that's a great shot over there. I'm looking live in the studio. And that's off their phone. Anyway, once again, thanks for joining us today.
Once again, let's say goodbye to the blues, man. Had some old memories to show during the live broadcasts.
I'm working on that. You're watching the reunion from Strummin Time Live with Mike Ranstrom and Commander Curt.
Don't cry, don't sigh, bye-bye blues. Bye-bye blues. Play this one again because I screwed it up earlier and now I'm half awake. Play the guitar, it helps if you think about what you're doing.
Well, you know what you're doing, Mike.
I know, but I smelled that coffee and it got the best of my brain, so. kind of flubbed it. You know, this was a tune that was usually accompanied by a washboard. It's a tune called, I forget the name of it. Some kind of rag. 12th Street rag, that's what it is. And it's usually accompanied by a washboard.
Yes, washboard guy will be there in just a second.
Yeah. I just need to get the bridge to that. Are you ready for the washboard?
Yes, I am.
This is a little tune that we wrote back in the 20s, back when Curtis was a teenager. A little tune called 12th Street Rag.
Okay, here we are.
Okay, we got the cameras working there.
Commander Curt plays that just like washboard with y'all. Good job.
Brilliant work there, man. I don't know what to tell you. It was
Oh yeah, well that's the way it was back in the. Step in front of the camera there. Get this back
in
on.
the old days when they
When
did those things. The stuff they did with the things they did. All that stuff with the things and the things with the stuff.
Yes.
And then all the things got done because of the stuff they had to do with it. And then all the stuff made it possible to do the things. And you understand what I'm saying, right? Biden 2020. You know the thing.
That thing, yes.
I already did this one. why I can't play today. I haven't had enough coffee.
Hey, you're watching live.
I'm just diddling on the guitar is what we're doing here.
STRUMMIN Time live reunion. We've got about 25 minutes left.
Going over some old memories of
and
you know.
I'm your host, Commander Curt from STRUMMIN Time Live, and along with musician. And Mike, you appeared in over 197 shows. I counted that out. Every time you were there, you not only did the camera, you did the microphone, you hosted
197 shows.
Yeah, 197 shows. I looked it up, and you know, it was really amazing because you were there, and when musicians didn't show up, you filled in.
That was cool.
I remember one show. Well, do some more jamming. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mike Ranstrom.
I'm just dinking.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
What were you saying about the show?
Oh, I was saying that one time you, I used to work for Seafair and down at hydroplane races, and I was out, did that about 3 years in a row, and we had the show there. And I remember I was asked to come down and do some interviews and be part of the hydroplane boat camp and all that stuff down there. And you filled in for me. you and Washboard Mom, remember that?
Yeah.
You did that 3 years in a row, and you brought some talented people in there. I didn't know. See, that was nice. I felt like I said I was on vacation, and it was nice. But Washboard Willie was down there in Hydroplane Pits, and that's also what STRUMMIN Time Live was mixed with the Salvia Productions.
Yeah.
And he did many shows and interviewed. And there's one show for STRUMMIN Time Live. He took an hour and was on public access live through Channel 7. that was 1998 or 99. So I put that online also.
It was a while ago.
A long time ago. Like I said, there's many, many memories here at Strum Time Live. So take it away. Once again, Mike Ranstrom on Strum Time Live Reunion. Copyright 2020. All rights reserved.
Give me the microphone, y'all. Where's the microphone?
Hey, get away from there. Washboard, get away from there.
I want to see my portion, y'all. It was a lot of fun, y'all.
Give me the microphone, huh?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing there? Man, give me the microphone.
Give me that microphone. Get away. Yeah. Sorry about that, folks. Washboard always wants to get on.
What I'm playing there. More coffee.
More coffee coming up. You know, another memory I remember is that when J.P. Patches came on, it was a rare thing. He did not come out and do interviews. He was very private, but I had the opportunity to be able to see him put his makeup on, transfer from Chris Wheatus into J.P. Patches. He brought his original costume.
Yes, and you were able to help me put my makeup on too.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And then there was Stan Morrison. He made more appearances. He was great. And
he was great. I love it.
Yeah, the old down-to-earth guy. He was the guy who did the Jill Scandinavian, yeah. And then of course there's Pat O'Day, and I'll tell more about that later. But there was Pat O'Day and my father which was Wacky Wally. They were talking to each other. They started cracking up. They had some private jokes they were talking. So lots of famous people on the show, lots of bands. We did everything from heavy metal, and they wrote a special song, "Wash More Willie." It was so loud that the neighbors complained about it. And then from the studio, it's so loud. They had the speakers stacked up. And there was another one of my favorites.
Do you remember the first show we did? We went in there, and the desk didn't even have the covering on it yet.
Yep. and we had to set up the platform and stuff. Everything was all banged up, but I had the opportunity to be able to, solicit and help raise funds for that. Every time they brought something new in, new cameras, new thing in the studio. And again, I'll have some pictures I'll show you in just a little bit, but what the studio looked like. So I was there from the very beginning. I was very proud to be able to help and promote the public access. And Strum Time Live reunion with Curtis Blackwell, aka Washboard Willie, and Commander Curt, who hosts the show, and of course our world famous musician Mike Ranstrom. Mike, do another number, please.
I'm going to play another song, then I'm going to use the bathroom.
Okay. Okay, why don't you go take care of some business and I'll talk to the audience.
Use the bathroom and
talk some more.
You can come out here and do a tutorial on tutorialism. Oh.
Let's see. One of the things I remember most about Strummin Time Live was when, like I said, it was a long time ago, and it was our first show. We already talked about that. One of the other shows that we had was where 15. I remember. It was the when the Seafair Pirates came in. They told me that they found out that I had a live show, and I called them up and asked them to come down and do an interview. I said sure, but they didn't say. They said they would come down some year. But I remember it was we were probably maybe 5-6 minutes into the show, and Mike was playing the guitar. A couple of people there talking. We're talking, waiting for him to show up, and all of a sudden you hear this kaboom! This cannon firing, and outside the studio, on the street there, they pull up and hear the siren. You can hear us. We're inside of a soundproof studio, but you can still hear them. And here they come, 15, 20 of them in the studio. They just took over the whole show. That was a lot of fun. And then there was also, we interviewed pilots, the Blue Angel pilots. And there was also a gentleman, like I said, Seafair, and I associated my show, did for 2 weeks in a row, Solid Video Productions, in conjunction with Strummin Time Live. We had an opportunity to have a gentleman on who was a hydroplane historian. That's Fred Farley. I met him back in 1960, I believe it was, at hydroplane races. Became good friends with him. And then also, at the same time, he was going through and having the opportunity to be able to talk about hydroplanes. And so in 1980, I took my video camera and talked to him, and he started talking. And the most memorable.
Now tell me about your mother.
Okay, Washboard Mama. Like I said.
How did it all start? When did you first start realizing the psychosis?
Well, we first went from the recorded show, the Commander Curt show, and they had just opened up like I said, it was 1990, 89 or 90. They opened up, they had finished the large studio. It was there, but it wasn't finished, but they had just got the lighting all in and stuff like that. And I got to be one of those people that was asked to start a show, have the first live show, and it was done with a lottery. And so I said, okay, so I volunteered to do it, and we got the first So we got a family together, and I asked my mom, Washboard Mama, if she would like to be on the show. Sure. So she came in as originally the clean lady, and then she hosted when I wasn't there, or our crew was not able to make it, something like that.
I just need to adjust a few things.
You do?
Yeah, while you're talking.
What's that?
You need to adjust a few things while you're talking here, man.
Okay. So I remember. I remember.
This gorilla tape is really cool.
I can't
Well,
move.
put your hands together like you're gonna clap. Good job.
Okay.
All right.
Ouch, 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 ouch.
Does that hurt?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
I'm sorry. Let me do it harder.
See?
I'm taking over the show.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Got the coffee.
So, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back
Okay.
over. Like I said,
the show's taking a little bit of a change. This coronavirus has really got me down and out financially. I know his family has some money. So I need $10,000 or else.
$10,000.
Or else. 10,000 or else.
I'll tell you what.
10,000 or else I'm gonna let him live.
I'm gonna.
Okay, let me check the phones, man. See if I can. Come on, I need them funds, man, right away.
I'm gonna go turn it back over to Mike.
There we go. Oh, good. Hey, they paid. Okay.
Okay, so I'm like,
you're good to go.
Once again, these
I'm
kind
sorry, man.
Ouch.
Yeah, this stuff's really good tape, isn't it, man?
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry, man. I almost had to kill you.
Yeah, right. Anyway, back to the show.
Just put this in my pocket.
Strummin Time Live.
Because this is still good tape.
Okay.
Well, you know,
that was from the very first.
what is this?
That was from the very first show when Mike.
Am I supposed to take my medication before or after the surgery? I think I might have done it. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to wait till after. I don't know.
Okay, what you're looking at now is some pictures from the 1980s and up to 1990 of that's Commander Curt there at the board, the first board, when first live show and public access, first one in the large live studio. So here's a few more pictures. Remembering Strummin Time Live with your host Commander Curt, Washboard Willie, Wacky Wally, Washboard Mama, of course, musician special guest, appeared over 197 times. That was Mike Ranstrom. By the way, copyright 2020, all rights reserved. Here's a picture of my dad, Wacky Wally. He played on the show. He came from Oklahoma, and he was Wacky Wally's, he was Washboard Willie's cousin from Oklahoma, Wacky Wally. Now here's a shot with Commander Curt and Washboard Mama on the set. And if you notice to your left there, you'll see the brand new digital cameras. And like I said earlier, got the opportunity to be able to break in new equipment that came in. This is a large studio, public access studio, about 1991 or 90. No, I'm sorry, about 1995 or 96. In 1996, I called up Stan Borson and told him I had a public show in public access, and asked him to come and be a guest, special guest, and it was a lot of fun. He was from in Everett, Washington, and he had a show from 1950 to 1967 called the Stan Borson Show on King TV and Channel 5, and he came on several times, and it was a lot of fun. He played the accordion. Great guy. Also, one of my favorite people to have on Strummin Time Live on public access was a character locally here. He grew up and came to Seattle in 1958, was all the way till 1981. That was famous clown J.P. Patches. He had a show called J.P. Patches Show and his sidekick Gertrude. Well, I invited him to come on, and he graciously did. And there's J.P. Patches, a few pictures of him. Now, some of these pictures were taken before the show and also during the show and also after the show. JP Patches. Now, you notice that JP Patches Gertrude shirt that he's wearing, that I'm wearing, Commander Curt's wearing, is a gift he gave to me, and it was one of his first shirts that he ever had printed, and he gave it to me. Like I said, JP Patches didn't come on for shows very often. It was a lot of fun. You can tell he's my favorite, but I was glad to be able to have him on there. And of course, JP liked to have our family. There's my family in 1996. They were a studio audience. And, JP Patches always loved to come on and tease. And he teased me, and he made me take my shirt off when he gave me that JP Patches Gertrude shirt. If you want to see more of it, you can go online to solidvideoproductions.com and click it on, and down at the bottom or YouTube, and their program is on there. And last of our photos here is a picture of Washboard Willie and Wacky Wally. Wacky Wally's, like I said, always made fun of Washboard Willie and always had these dumb jokes. A family fun show, Strummin Time Live, was a lot of fun, ran from 1990 all the way up to 2007. Strummin Time Live. And now back to our show. Reunion with your host, Commander Curt, and world-famous guitarist, Mike Ranstrom. And this is a reunion of Strummin Time Live. banjo because we got about 3 minutes left, and we'll sign off with that. Okay.
So let's play
Mike has recently learned to play the banjo. He
because
learned
my
it from
wife was not home and I could practice it, you know.
Washboard Willie.
Because every time I take out the banjo, she says, "You got a pretty mouth, boy."
Okay, Mike on the banjo. Strumming Time Live reunion. Strumming Time Live reunion, hosted by Commander Curt, along with world famous musician Mike Ranstrom. And special thanks to all those people who joined us all those years. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for watching. Copyright 2020, Solid Video Productions, all rights reserved. This has been a presentation of solidvideoproductions.com. Copyright 2020. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching Strumming Time Live reunion with your host, Commander Curt, Curtis Blackwell, aka Washboard Willie. I'm going to say goodnight. Special thanks to Mike Ranstrom here. And so we'll see you next time in about 2 months. Another special Strumming Time Live. And don't forget, in about 2 weeks, you'll notice on YouTube, solidvideoproductions.com, a complete reunion of all the shows put together, pieced together in a 1 hour special. So we're going to go out here and say goodnight. Thanks for watching. Copyright 2020, Solid Video Productions. Okay? So, here we go. Let's do it fast. Yep, we stopped.
That's funny, man. If I could have got a better angle on the guitar, I could hit the notes.
Yeah.
But that was funny, man.